Welcome to The Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here with us today. Look, if you're a homeowner, at some point you're going to face a massive, literally thousands of dollars decision, and that is choosing new wall-to-wall carpeting. It sounds simple enough, right? Until you walk into a showroom and you're just immediately bombarded with all these terms, textures, and price tags that completely make your head spin. So today, we're distilling the ultimate insights from GoodCarpetGuide-Com. We're consolidating everything from fiber physics to pile science, really cutting through those slick showroom sales pitches to look at the hard, lab-validated science of synthetic fibers. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the two absolute titans of the flooring world, nylon and polyester. By the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly how to protect your investment and perfectly match the right chemistry to the right rooms in your house.
Okay, let's dive into this. Consider this real plea from a frustrated homeowner over on Reddit. They spent good money on what they genuinely thought was high-traffic carpet, and after just 2 years, their stairs look completely matted and destroyed. The carpet store basically told them, hey, you just need to pay for professional cleaning every year to magically fix it. But are they getting the runaround? Yes, they absolutely are. What this homeowner is experiencing is an industry term known as ugly out. You see, synthetic carpets, they rarely wear out in the sense of the fibers actually tearing or going bald. Instead, they ugly out. They crush, they mat down, and they lose that plush original texture way before the material actually degrades. So our goal today is to give you the scientific cure to that dreaded ugly out phase. To really understand why carpets ugly out, we kind of have to look at round one of our scientific showdown, which takes place at the molecular level. When we compare nylon and polyester, we're really looking at two fundamentally different polymer structures reacting to physical stress. Nylon is a polyamide. It features these incredibly strong hydrogen bonds that essentially give the fiber a built-in memory. Think of nylon like a tightly coiled spring. When you step on it, sure, it compresses, but those hydrogen bonds pull it right back into its original upright shape. Polyester, on the other hand, is made of PET, polyethylene terephthalate. It relies on ester linkages, so when you crush polyester under heavy foot traffic, it acts a lot more like a crushed aluminum can. It flattens out, and because it lacks that hydrogen-bonded memory, well, it stays flat. And honestly, that's exactly why that Reddit homeowner's stairs looked like garbage after 2 years. They almost certainly installed polyester in a heavy impact zone.
And this brilliantly illustrates the other side of the polymer coin, stain resistance. Polyester is naturally hydrophobic. Hydrophobic simply means it naturally repels water. Because of its closed cell structure, polyester will literally laugh at a spilled glass of water-based red wine. It just beads right up on the surface. But here's the catch. I like to call this the wine versus pizza rule. While polyester repels water, it acts like an absolute magnet for oils. Drop a greasy slice of pepperoni pizza on polyester, and you've got a serious, permanent problem. Now, nylon is the exact opposite. It's hydrophobic, meaning it loves to absorb liquids. To counteract this, manufacturers treat nylon with topical stain blockers. So while nylon absolutely needs that protective treatment to fight off the wine, its underlying structure makes it a total beast when it comes to resilience and bouncing back from everyday footsteps.
Now let's see what happens when these fibers are put to the test in a controlled scientific laboratory setting. The AATC, that's the American Association of Textile Chemists and Colorists, they use this machine that literally just rubs materials until they wear thin and develop holes. It's essentially a torture test for fabric. And the lab data here is pretty striking. A typical nylon carpet withstands an incredible 40,000 rubs before wearing out. Polyester, well, it maxes out at about 20,000 rubs. That means nylon literally withstands double the physical abrasion of polyester. If you're carpeting a high-traffic hallway, a set of stairs, or a super busy family living room, this data right here proves why nylon is the gold standard for durability. It is literally built to take a beating.
All right, let's zoom out from the molecular level for a second and look at how the carpet itself is actually constructed. When you're out there shopping, you want to look for the letters BCF. That stands for bulked continuous filament. All this means is that the carpet is made from long, continuous strands of synthetic fiber that are grouped into these crimped yarn bundles. Now, the alternative to this is staple fiber, which uses short, individually cut pieces of fiber spun together. Why does this matter to you? Well, because if you buy a carpet made with staple fibers, you are going to spend the first few months of your life endlessly vacuuming up loose, shedding fibers that basically cover your clothes and float around your house like tumbleweeds. BCF construction entirely saves you from that shedding nightmare, locking those continuous fibers firmly into the carpet backing.
Beyond the continuous filament, the way those fibers are cut and styled acts as the armor for your floor. You're going to encounter a few common pile styles. First up is plush, which is also known as Saxony.
It's incredibly soft, it's very formal, but because the fibers are cut evenly and packed densely in a single color, a plush pile broadcasts literally every single vacuum streak and footprint. It's beautiful, no doubt, but it's very high maintenance. Now, contrast that with frieze, which is sometimes playfully called the new shag. Frieze features these tightly twisted fibers that go off in all different directions. This uncombed, highly textured appearance is brilliant for high-traffic areas because it flawlessly hides dirt, footprints, and daily wear. If you want a floor that looks clean, even when it's just been walked all over by the kids, frieze is a fantastic choice.
Let's move to and see how this builds into something you can actually use in the store. How does this science empower you? Well, it lets you calculate a carpet's true density yourself. Salespeople, they'll often tout a carpet's face weight, which is just the ounces of fiber per square yard. But face weight alone doesn't actually tell you how dense and supported the carpet is. Sometimes they won't even provide the density number at all. But guess what? You can calculate it yourself right there in the showroom. Step 1. Find the face weight on the label. Step 2. Multiply that number by 36. Step 3. Divide that result by the pile height in inches. Boom! That simple math gives you the true density of the carpet. You are now officially empowered to uncover the real quality of the product, totally, completely regardless of the sales pitch.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that this is your ultimate nylon versus polyester cheat sheet. Seriously, take a mental screenshot of this right now or scribble these numbers down to take to the store. For density, you want to completely avoid anything under 2100. The absolute sweet spot is 3100 or higher. For face weight, anything under 20 ounces is just a hard pass. Acceptable is going to be 30 to 40 ounces, and 40 ounces or more is the absolute best. Finally, you gotta consider the twist. That's literally how many times the fiber is twisted per inch. A twist of 5 or more acts like a tight, super durable spring. Anything under a 3, it's gonna bloom, unravel, and mat down really quickly. If you find a carpet that hits the best category in all 3 of these metrics, you are looking at an exceptionally well-made product.
Now, while you're meticulously checking out those carpet labels, you might also stumble across something called a PAR rating. This stands for Performance, Appearance, and Retention, and it's graded on a pretty simple scale of 1 to 5. It's supposedly designed to tell you exactly how well the carpet will hold up over time, but I really want you to be careful with this number. It is highly subjective. It's based entirely on in-house factory testing by the manufacturer themselves. And let's be real, the pristine conditions in their testing lab do not necessarily resemble the chaotic reality of your living room with kids, pets, and muddy shoes. The PAR rating is a helpful baseline to glance at, sure, but those raw, objective numbers for density, face weight, and twist that we just discussed, those are the real truth tellers of carpet quality.
So, the crucial point is, how does all this amazing science and data actually translate to your wallet? Let's look at the 2026 pricing estimates for a standard 12 by 12 foot room, so about 144 square feet. For a mid-grade nylon carpet, you're looking at roughly $600 to $1,200 fully installed. For polyester in that exact same room, the cost drops to somewhere between $400 and $900. Nylon is undeniably the more expensive option up front, no getting around that. However, remember the chemistry. Nylon bounces back, while polyester crushes. If you put that cheaper polyester in your busy living room, you might literally be ripping it out and paying for a replacement in just 5 years, whereas the nylon could easily look fantastic for 15 to 20 years. Before we wrap up the explainer today, I do want to briefly mention a third player that has emerged as a really interesting middle ground. It's called Triexta, and it's very often sold under the brand name SmartStrand. Triexta is technically a subclass of polyester known as PTT, but, and here's the cool part, it's been chemically engineered to split the difference between our 2 main contenders. It offers the built-in stain resistance and softness of a standard polyester, but it boasts a resilience and bounce-back factor that comes remarkably close to nylon. So if you've got a house absolutely full of pets and kids, and you need something that fights both crushing footprints and intense juice spills, Triexta is a modern compromise that is definitely worth looking into as you weigh your options.
Which brings us to the final, most important question you need to ask yourself today. Are you building a 15-year fortress or a 5-year soft retreat? To make a truly brilliant flooring investment, you need to literally map out your home's traffic lanes. Please do not put the exact same carpet everywhere. Put the highly resilient, durable nylon on your stairs, in your main hallways, and in the busy family room where you absolutely need that 15-year fortress. Then you can save your budget by putting the softer, highly stain-resistant, and significantly less expensive polyester in the guest bedrooms or maybe a home office where foot traffic is pretty minimal. Match the science of the fiber to the reality of the room. So take a hard look at your floor plan right now. Are you about to throw away thousands of dollars on the wrong chemistry, or are you ready to engineer a floor that lasts a lifetime?